Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. All right, everyone. Hello. Good to see y'all. Um, Question of the day. How do you gain new perspective for an issue, a challenge, a problem, especially one that you have been bumping up against and can't seem to get past no matter what you try to do? Of course, if you're watching live, say hello. Let me know you're here. If you got questions, you got thoughts, feel free to post them and ask them because, hey, that's why we're live. Okay, so how do you gain new perspective by using all of your senses or using your senses differently? Anything that you might be reading or hearing these days says, if you're stuck or you're looking for a new solution or you want to bring creativity in to gain a new perspective. Well, I don't know about you. Sometimes I find it challenging to figure out, how do I gain a new perspective if I seem to be stuck in the same perspective that I've been living or experiencing? And this came out through one of my healing groups just recently, and it was to use all of your senses. We tend to have a sense that is our go-to, that we rely on, that we're comfortable with. Either, some people are more comfortable with when they're doing something and they're using their hands and they've got the hands-on touch. Some people are more comfortable or learn better when they're hearing things or when they're seeing things. I know for myself, hands-on and the doing really makes a difference, along with being able to read materials myself. And so we want to be able to start bringing all of our senses in. So if you have a challenge or a problem, something that you're trying to work through and gain a new perspective from, it can be helpful to say, okay, how would this feel if I were to be doing this or looking for a new perspective? How could it feel differently? What might I be hearing? Or what other sounds may be happening? It also can be helpful once you ask yourself those questions to switch up how those senses feel. So for instance, if you've been looking at something and looking at something and looking at something, and you might even be trying different perspectives, depending on what it is, and something simple, if you have something and you're looking at it from this perspective, you might try to look at it from literally the opposite perspective, or, to change the angle a little bit. Another way would be to literally, squint your eyes. Because, of course, whatever you might be looking at is going to change. It's going to look different when our eyes are not wide open. Or, if you're listening for things and you're wanting to pay attention to sound, maybe, something as simple as, because of course it changes and I can hear now my voice in my head, it's echoing by just blocking one of my ears. Of course, you could do both as well. Because not only does our sense of sound change when we do that, it also can change our sense of space and balance and equilibrium. Of course, you could, like right now I have lights on, you could turn the lights off or make it dark in whatever space. And part of it is to just shift your focus in a different direction, in a different way. It has us paying attention to things and open up new possibilities. So I'd love to hear if any of you are willing to try this when it comes to your challenge or your problem that maybe you're wanting to work through, to see what you discover, to see what you uncover. And if nothing else, if you don't feel like you've walked away with like the big aha or the answer, I can tell you that you're creating new neural pathways to support you in looking at things, experiencing things with new perceptions. You know, another way to do it, if you normally brush your teeth right-handed, you might try using the opposite hand. Or, again, doing it with your eyes closed. Or if you normally wear a watch on your left hand or your Fitbit, you know, switching it to the other hand because, again, changes that perspective, gives us a different outlook, a different experience, and it also creates new neural pathways for us to try things, for us to be flexible, to be open to new opportunities and ways of being which would be great for us, especially in this time of change when we don't know really what's going to happen next or what it's going to look like. So again, I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to hear your comments, and let me know if you've tried it and what you discover. All right, I'm sending you lots of love, and of course, all things fucking fantastic until we connect again. I love y'all.